Hello everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. As you see from the title of this video, Christians are backwards. Yeah, that is the comment left in the video I made called A Bishop Comes Out. Now, I consider myself to be a pretty open-minded person. I believe that people are entitled to their opinions and their views. I also believe that they are entitled to express them. Even on my channel, I don't mind, comments, even if the views are opposing views to mine. I believe that, we can learn from each other. I don't believe that I have stopped learning. I don't believe that, I know everything there is to know. And so I appreciate people's opinions, their views, even if I don't agree with them. So at any rate, this comment he left, caused me to say to him, well, if that's how you feel about it, and if you feel you need to go to that extreme, maybe you should just move on, don't come back. It's fine with me. Well, after I told him that, he continued to engage in conversation with me, and he continued, to want to get his opinion out and make his point. Well, of course, hey, I made the video. I want to continue to get my point out too. At any rate, that's not really the comment that moved me to make this video. The comment that really moved me to make this video is what he said next. So take a listen. He says, but you Christians are too busy noticing the splinter in your brother's eyes. You're too busy living in excess to realize your own folly. So go ahead and participate in your tent revivals while wearing double knit clothes and eating shrimp cocktails at the refreshment table. I'll enjoy calling you a hypocrite. That is the comment that really got my goat. He said Christians are backwards. Okay. That's how you feel. That's fine. But then move along. But this next comment, that's what really got me. Ooh, that one got me hot. And I'll tell you why. You see, if you were to watch 48 Hours, perhaps that show 48 Hours several years ago, you might see something, you might see something about African American people. As a matter of fact, you'd see quite a bit about African American people. You might see someone named Shaniqua who's had 5 babies by the time she was 15. Then several years ago, perhaps if you were watching Cops, you would see all the time in the ghetto, the police running after, an African-American man running, he's running, and the cops is chasing him. He finally catches up to him. He says, get down on the ground, put your hands behind your back, He said, what I do, man, what I do. You might see something like that several years ago on Cops, like all the time. So from those two shows, perhaps if, you didn't know a lot of African-American people or you didn't have a lot of interaction with them, you might formulate a stereotype. You might think a certain way about black people based on what you've seen on those television shows. This man formulated an opinion about Christians. And I'm guessing from the comment that his opinion has derived from what he's seen perhaps on TVN, perhaps, on a Christian network. So I'm really not mad at the man, and I got a name for him. I call him Leroy. Because he began to just really get irritated, you know, because I told him from the beginning, if you don't like it, just move on. You know what I mean? And he keeps coming. He just keeps coming. So I just had to get a name for him, you know. So Leroy keeps coming. So I ain't mad at Leroy. You know, Leroy has only formulated his opinion by what Leroy has seen. What I'm upset about is what Leroy has seen. You see, just like those shows, they didn't really depict true life of most African American people in this country. Most African American people are not, you know, what they, you know, present us to be on television. And I'm talking more in particular, you know, several years ago. I know we've come a long way. But the depiction of African Americans several years ago, you know, when those shows first, you know, aired, was like I say, you know, shows that you could have drawn some conclusions from about African American people, and the conclusions that one may have drawn were not true. Because you based it on these shows that have come on, you know, they came on TV showing you one part of the population. So now we got TBN, we've got Christian networks showing the public one part of the Christian population. But out of what they have shown and what has been seen, Leroy has made his assessment. The assessment that one could make from 48 hours from cops a long time ago was incorrect. The assessment that Leroy has made regarding Christians is incorrect. Like I say, I ain't mad at Leroy. I am upset at those who are on these networks, and because they are actually being anti-Christian in a lot of cases, not all, in a lot of cases, you got the Leroys out there who are making accusations, who are throwing accusations at the rest of the Christian population who do not fit into the category of the ones you see on TV. Let me read that again. But you Christians are too busy noticing the splinter in your brother's eyes. You're too busy living in excess to realize your own folly. So go ahead and participate in your tent revivals while wearing double knit clothes and eating shrimp cocktails at the refreshment table. I'll enjoy calling you a hypocrite. I wrote Leroy back and I said, Leroy, matter of fact, I did go shopping this past weekend. I went to the Goodwill. I said, Leroy, I did fix dinner for my family last night. We had fried chicken, beans, and cornbread. I said, Leroy, what is double knit? I don't even know what do double knit even look like, Leroy? At any rate, my point is, these people are perpetrating a fraud. They are saying this is what Christianity is. They're getting on TV and they're being lavish and they're being, you know, excessive. Yeah, really. And so now the rest of us who are not, and I will go as far as saying most of us who do not fall into that ridiculous category of Christianity are the fall guy for that crap that they're continuing to put on TV. That crap that they're continuing you know, to say really what Christianity is, and it's not. So Leroy was correct in his assessment if all Christians are like the ones on TV. But we're not. That is the reason that I am so opposed to false prophets, that I'm so opposed, to televangelists that, lie and manipulate to get people to send their money into them. Because, yeah, you know what? They are excessive, and they do not represent the Christ of Christianity. They do not represent what Christ said we are supposed to be in the earth. So according to Leroy, Christians are backwards. I thought about that. The excess and, this false doctrine of prosperity. And I thought about my own life. The Lord has blessed me with a wonderful husband, wonderful children. I am so blessed in my life. I can't even begin to tell you how blessed and full my life is. Without a Bentley, without a jet, without excessiveness, without eating at the refreshment table with shrimp cocktail. I can't begin. I am so blessed. God has so blessed me that if he were to put me in the jungles of Africa tomorrow, all I would be able to say was, God, thank you. I've had a wonderful life. You've been nothing but good to me. So yes, I come out against this false doctrine of prosperity that make people think that there's more to be gained. There's more to be had. That's a lie, and the devil is a lie. I have been so blessed in my life. I have been so blessed in my life. Yes, on fried chicken, beans and cornbread, and shopping at the Goodwill. God, please don't send me to the jungles of Africa tomorrow. But if he did, all I could say was I've had a wonderful life, one that I can't thank him enough for. Stop with the lies. Stop it with telling the people that, just send in sow your seed so you can get more from God, so that you can, so that the gospel can be funded. The lies that you tell on those shows. Stop it. Because Leroy is thinking that we all are like that, and we're not. God bless you all, and thank you so much for tuning in.